Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. Not good. Luo Feng felt the Na Shi youth fleeing swiftly and knew the situation wasn't good. After him, the beast flapped its wings and tore through the skies, instantly disappearing from sight. The black-armored youth had already reached sub-light speed and close to light speed. It was the maximum speed one could hit here on Yang main continent. Because of the universe secret region environment, it was impossible to break through. The golden horned beast had no way to pass this limit too. Also, since the black-armored youth was flying in a straight line, it was impossible to catch up. What do? I cannot catch up. Unless I unleash my world projection, spreading it over 90 million kilometers to slow his movement, otherwise I won't be able to catch him. Luo Feng pondered for a while. According to the information he gathered from the battle before, he made a new decision. This Na Shi youth can actually stop time. It won't be easy for me to kill him then. I'll have to trick him then. The beast continued to chase the youth. One ahead of the other, they were flying at the maximum speed. Luo Feng activated his large scanner. Even though he could still detect his enemy without it, he didn't want to reveal this fact. With the large scanner, the enemy could rely on his mini scanner to jam Luo Feng's scanner. However, that scanner only had an area of 20 kilometers and with sub-light speed. With such speeds, the air ripples would be torn apart. In fact, there would even be space ripples around. Even though they sped past, there would still be clear indications in the air and space. Through the air and space indications, one could naturally determine the accurate location of the enemy. He's still chasing. Just what grudge does the Silver Wing Emperor have with me, to chase me non-stop? Even though he knows he cannot catch me, he's still not giving up. The youth maintained his max speed and flew. With his mini-scanner, he knew that the Silver Wing Emperor was still scanning him. He was filled with rage. Keep chasing, let's see how far you can chase me. I'm already at maximum speed, you will at most be at the same speed. This way, you will never catch me. The youth gritted his teeth. Shio. Like two shooting stars, a small and a large one was flying along the same path. This chase lasted over 6 hours. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. The originally ashen, black-armored youth suddenly revealed a manic laugh. He maintained his speed as he laughed. I knew you'd never be able to catch me. Since he would never be able to catch up, he would give up eventually. Ha ha, looks like he's really given up. His mini-scanner had discovered that the signal from the large scanner had disappeared. Obviously he had stopped scanning. When he stopped his scanning when I was in the cave before, that was understandable. However, with me flying at max speed, I may change directions suddenly. Since he stopped his scan, he naturally won't be able to find me. The youth was very happy, he could finally relax after the chase. He continued flying forward for over 3 hours, then changing his direction for another day, then changing for another day. A total of 9 days had gone by. Finally he flew above a large river. I've flown consecutively for 9 days, changing my direction constantly. Without the large scanner, he naturally won't be able to find me. The youth stood in the air above the river and smiled coldly. Silver Wing Emperor. Hee hee, I won't forget your chase, this grudge. I will definitely return it. Sue. He pierced straight into the river. It was blue in color and deep, as cold air emanated from it. Half a day later, a black disk ship appeared in the air above the river, within the control room. A black-armored and black-winged Luo Feng sat in his sofa, lifting a glass of boiling tea and sipping. Cautious indeed. Luo Feng smiled. How would you know that despite all this, I can still easily find you? The powerful calling that Luo Feng's cells reacted to, just how strong was that? Every cell was jumping from it, and locked in on the treasure's location. Killing him sure is difficult. I didn't expect a low emperor to have the ability to use time stop. Luo Feng muttered. Looks like he should be a genius from one of the Na races. Just like humanity, with its many other races, some with more talent than others, the demon race had the empires, royals and so on, the Na race was similar. Time stop. If only I had this move too. Luo Feng muttered. Teleportation and time stop, they were both heavenly techniques. Teleportation, it was a space heavenly technique. Time stop was that of the time laws. In comparison, time stop was stronger. The moment one was hit by it, they would instantly be unable to defend, the enemy could choose to flee or attack. Of course, it took different amounts of time to break through the time stop. Luo Feng was unprepared, he didn't expect a low emperor to have the ability to use it. If one is prepared, he could maintain his defenses. However, he would still require about a second to break through. To a pinnacle emperor, he would simply take 0.1 second to forcefully break through. However, to an emperor, 0.1 seconds was enough to attack multiple times. Luckily, the Na race truly thought I was an emperor level with an undying body. With his level of strength, he wouldn't even be able to damage me, hence he chose to flee. Luo Feng thought. However, that was right. Even if he attacked me, the golden horned beast has the general armor and the cloud contact vine within it. With these two defenses, even if he self-destructs, I may not die. The cloud contact vine was huge. Hence, it could form a layer of armor over the entire beast easily. The disc ship floated above the river. Suddenly a huge silver beast appeared and the ship disappeared. Who? The beast looked down and rushed into the river. It easily rushed tens of thousands of kilometers in, only then did it stop. The secret regions were filled with dangers about. This river was cold enough to freeze even a domain lord warrior. But of course, it was no threat to the golden horned beast. Alina. Master. Million bugs, once again, give my enemy beautiful fireworks. Yes, master. The beast looked down at the huge deep river. It reached over 1 million kilometers deep. But, some regions were only 200,000 to 300,000 kilometers deep. The beast saw through the bottom rock layer, down where the youth was hiding. The experience from the previous battle made it very clear that it was impossible to defeat this youth through normal battle. Especially with his time stop. Luo Feng didn't know his strengths before. Now that he did, he naturally wanted to eliminate him with one move without giving him a single chance. Kill him within 30 seconds. Wing wing wing. The malevolent tiger armored kings appeared around the beast. 1 million of them were like countless locusts. And beside them, the mother nest appeared. Everything happening about was jammed by Luo Feng's large scanner. As he maintained about 600,000 kilometers of distance from the enemy, and the enemy's small scanner only had a diameter of 20 kilometers, he naturally didn't discover this. Attack. Luo Feng ordered. The coordinates are. He informed Alina. Below the rock layer of the river, within a cave lay an F9 ship. The youth had a total of over 10 such ships. As he had 12 undying underlings all with different improvement speeds, the strongest were the 2 that came along with him before. Among the other 10, 6 were officials while 4 were normal undying generals. Within one of the cabins in the F9 ship was a G-grade cabin. With a length and width of 10 m and height of 5 m, it was more expensive than the tens of other F9 grade ships. Your Majesty, the Silver Wing Emperor truly doesn't care about his safety. With the automaton bounty, if he flies in the air, he could easily be detected by the automaton camp, hence, it's normal that he didn't chase. And he cannot deal with you either, you don't have to worry. 3 underlings sat beside him. HM. The black armored youth nodded. This G-grade cabin should have some use against that terrifying attack from before. The youth thought. A cabin able to defuse 90% of the attack would be not bad already. Luo Feng had the Shogu wings and the material used to make it had an effect better than a G-grade cabin, yet it could still only defuse over 90% of an attack. Ambush. The youth's expression suddenly changed. Rumble. A terrifying attack tore through the layers of stone and hit the ship. This made the youth's eyes gleam with fear. I didn't even detect any scan. How can we get attacked? Is the Silver Wing Emperor so terrifying that even his large-scale scanner is better than my mini scanner? Rumble. The F9 ship was almost like a box being ripped open. The internal cabins were reduced to bubbles as the explosion hit the G-grade cabin. Rumble. The G-grade cabin was like a soccer ball being kicked. Sue. It became like a shooting star and flew out. The surrounding millions of kilometers of space was already torn apart, and this G-grade cabin had a huge dent in the part where it was hit. A tear occurred at the middle of it as layers of space spun madly within. It was tragic for the black-armored youth. The moment he sensed the attack, he instantly kept his 3 underlings. However, the force of the combined attack from the bug army was simply too terrifying. It instantly destroyed the F9 ship and exploded on the G-grade cabin. Even though it only destroyed part of that cabin, the force it generated reduced the chairs and tables within to dust. The space particle flow within flowed madly. Even the low Emperor youth was shaken so badly his body exploded. Sue. His body reformed. It actually destroyed 3% of my undying body. The youth was completely shocked. Without the G-grade cabin, he probably would have died instantly from that attack. After which, he expanded his law domain. At this time, he was already amidst the particle flow. Silver Wing Emperor. He discovered a huge silver beast amidst the particle flow rushing in, flying straight at the cabin. Open the cabin door. The youth immediately opened the door and flew out. He was clear. If he hid within the cabin, it was just like turtle in a jar. He wouldn't be able to dodge the opponent's attacks at all and would lose all mobility. The Silver Wing Emperor is back again, after failing last time. A pinnacle emperor like him, without a guarantee he wouldn't waste his time. That means he knows how to deal with me this time. The youth kept the cabin as he flew out and immediately fled. This was a space layer with countless fragments flying about. This was akin to large asteroids clashing about. How strong would this force be? An undying may be able to fly within, but it did take quite some time to accelerate. Hua. Hua. The Silver Wing Emperor, however, was like a fish in water. The Showu wings were a treasure that could control its own space energy. Hence, it wasn't affected at all within this mad flow of fragments. It left behind a demonic image as it swiftly rushed at the black-armored youth. Stop. The youth was just about to unleash its time stop, but the beast had already dodged. Not good. The youth gritted his teeth. HMPH, since I know you have that ability, would I let you do it again? The beast was extremely fast, warping from place to place, attacking the youth. The time stop ability was only effective within a certain area. Just like a rifle from Earth. Hitting a still target was easy, but a moving target, especially one with extreme fast movement, was very hard. One theory was that since the beast was huge in size, unleashing time stop required using it over a large area, and with the beast warping about, it made it extra hard for the youth. Stop. The youth pointed at the beast. Shio. The tens of kilometer-long black whip waved about, wrapping around the golden-horned beast. The beast's one wing was wrapped by the whip and its speed was affected. The youth was extremely happy. I've done it. Rumble. Even though the beast's left wing was held on by the black whip, it still rushed just as fast at the youth. Stop him. The youth grit his teeth. The thin long whip glowed with black light and constricted tighter. The left wing of the beast, however, wasn't damaged at all. This was the Showu wings, a true treasure. Even a universe master would find it extremely hard to damage this wing. The whip had a slight effect on it. But how could it possibly completely stop its movement? Rumble. The beast got close to the youth. Stop. The youth once again used his move. Stop my ass, explode. The beast rushed forward, howling within his consciousness. In an instant, a red terrifying pyramid-shaped crystal floated between the beast and the youth. Both were extremely close. Flame God Crystal. The youth revealed a look of fear. Especially when he felt the ripples of energy from the crystal, he was shocked. It's over, it's over. A flame god crystal is akin to a high emperor. Has this silver wing emperor lost his mind? This is a high emperor's self-destruct. Even he, a pinnacle emperor, at this distance would lose a great portion of its undying body. Even so, he's not burning his undying body to kill me, rather, using such an expensive crystal. The youth had many thoughts in his mind before dying. Teacher, save me. The black-armored youth immediately broke an item within his world ring. I'll drag you along with me. At this moment, through his communicator, he began to send messages madly to the countless warriors within the demon camp. I'm about to fall, the enemy is the silver-winged emperor, the coordinates are. This message was instantly sent to countless warriors. If he had spoken about the bounty, allowing others to contact the automaton race, the message would be instantly destroyed by the AI system. Because communicating with the other races was considered treason. The four camps, treason, was like betraying an entire race. Death sentence. Even a knight wouldn't be able to save him. Of course, a pinnacle being like a universe master may be able to do something. One had to know, many subservient races like the Goldhorn race etc., didn't have a being like a universe master. Disciple. In a distant region far away in the universe, the place where the Nash race lived. His in the outer region wars, no. A similarly black-armored larger man roared, Disciple, you have to survive. Even though he had given his disciple an item, with which he could teleport via his god country to there. But, that was the outer region wars, the place where the four camps fought, it didn't allow any knights within. Unless it was a huge war. Otherwise, only beings under knight level were allowed within. Of course, a being like the primal chaos city leader could occasionally break the rules due to his high status. The subservient races wouldn't dare say anything. However, no knights of any other race were allowed. Rumble. It may seem long, however the instant the crystal exploded, the black-armored youth didn't even have time to get further than 1,000 kilometers away. Against that high emperor self-destruct power, the closest 10,000 kilometers had the strongest explosion. Rumble. The space fragments that flowed madly about were instantly reduced to stream particles that couldn't be broken down any further. The youth and the beast did the exact same thing, defend. Who? The beast closed its wings about itself, completely wrapping itself within. No, the youth immediately placed the G-grade cabin before him and controlled his yang flower, the plant life form, to block him. The plant life form knew that if its master died it would die too, hence it used all its might to defend him. Explosion. 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 The surrounding tens of thousands of kilometers were reduced to particles. Even with the G-grade cabin before him, the explosion spread all around. It at most reduced half of the explosion. In an instant, the youth and his yang flower were reduced to nothing, leaving behind only the G-grade cabin, weapons, G-grade metal world rings and other particles. The beast used its wings to protect itself. Rumble. 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 Against the terrifying explosion, through the Showu wings and the general armor, the force was reduced to 1,000th of its original. Even so, it was still akin to a high emperor's attack. The cloud contact armor wrapped about the entire beast was destroyed. Luckily, it was a high official, and its body was akin to a low emperor human. Even though it was destroyed, because of its undying body, it didn't lose too much strength. The golden horned beast felt the ripples, and was barely bothered by it. Naturally. It was just a small portion of the attack. A high emperor's self-destruct is able to harm even a pinnacle emperor. With the Showu wings and general armor, along with the undying body cloud contact vine, even against a pinnacle emperor's self-destruct, I probably wouldn't die. Luo Feng was feeling exceptionally good. The blast was dispersing and reducing its strength gradually. The beast gazed into the distance, the G-grade cabin, black whip and world ring etc. were all floating there. Actually, the world rings used by the powerful warriors are mostly made of G-grade metals. As the rings take up very little metal, it was cheap and within the budgets of powerful undyings. How powerful were the ripples from an undying fight? If they used normal F9 grade metals for their rings, they would be easily damaged. Within a world ring. The nervous officials, normal undyings, the underlings of the black armored youth were all filled with fear as they learnt of their master's death. No. No. They only had enough time to shout out. Suddenly, plop. Plop. They all fell one by one. Even though their bodies were still present, their souls were destroyed. Just like when Hu Yangbo died back then, his slaves too all died along with him. The master's death. This also meant the death of the slaves. Even if they were incredibly strong, it couldn't change this. Amidst the mad flow of space, only slight ripples remained from the explosion. The beast relied on the Showu wings, general armor and cloud contact armor to withstand the blast. It was unhurt by the explosion. Of which, the Showu wings and general armor were incredibly sturdy, and were able to diffuse over 90% of the blast. The cloud contact armor was unable to do so much, but it still withstood a large portion of the blast. Until it crumbled. Through the first two layers, the remaining force was still able to make a low Emperor-level cloud contact armor crumble. After that third layer, the force was negligible. The true defense was still within the Showu wings and general armor. These were both incredibly valuable treasures. The worth of the Showu wings needn't be mentioned, even knights would go mad for it. The general armor could diffuse the force of the attack. It was even more adept at blocking soul attacks. Humanity didn't have such a treasure. They didn't even know of its existence, or know how to use it. Luo Feng was also trained in the Nameless Manual, hence he could use it. Ha ha ha. It took the loss of an 800 million points flame god crystal to kill you. Yet, it allowed me to get the treasure, which makes all my cells go mad for. It's worth it. The golden horned beast flew up too, and its dark eyes looking at the G-grade cabin, the black whip and the two world rings along with the armor remains and so on. It felt a strong calling within its cells from one particular world ring. One that was over 10,000 times stronger than the calling of the soldier and general armor. Its cold eyes revealed excitement. Spending so much was totally worth it. At the edge of Yangji main continent, there was a majestic golden palace amongst the desert, and it stood out within the desert. Strong warriors normally hid themselves within mountain caves, underground caves, underwater caves and so on. As for this incredibly visible palace, it definitely belonged only to pinnacle warriors of the area, and the current owner of this palace was Black Jade Emperor. As a pinnacle emperor with teleportation ability, he truly feared no one within the Yangji main continent. Su. In the air above the palace, a 3 m tall silhouette appeared. It was a human-shaped black ball of flame. This flame gathered into a black-robed warrior. Black Grace Emperor. The powerful being Black Jade Emperor had immediately discovered the enemy arriving, communicating, "You are from the demon camp, why are you here? Do you want to fight?" They were both the top powers of the main continent, both with teleportation ability, and if they did fight, it would only be a waste of time. Black Jade Emperor. Ciweka. The black-robed warrior communicated. "I know the Silver Wing Emperor's location. If you want the coordinates, you'll have to exchange for it with 200 million indigo gems worth of treasure. Remember, this location is his current location, you'll have to act fast, or he'll be gone soon." Su. Su. Two silhouettes appeared outside the palace. One was a short skinny masked Black Grace Emperor with beast claws, and the other was the automaton Ciweka. Ciweka had been staying in this palace since he put out the bounty, because, the moment he got the whereabouts of the Silver Wing Emperor, he could immediately teleport over with Black Jade Emperor. You say you know where he is. However, you want 200 million indigo gems, just for the coordinates. Ciweka roared. It's a treasure worth 200 million indigo gems, and I have no way to use your automaton currency. Black Grace Emperor communicated. You can continue to waste time. The longer you wait, the farther he'll go. Then you wouldn't be able to find him anymore. 12 seconds have already passed. Bastard. Ciweka gritted his teeth within. Even a pinnacle emperor wouldn't earn money this fast. Even if they took it easy for over 10,000 years, they probably wouldn't even earn this much, and yet he demanded this absurd amount just for the information. I'll pay. Ciyeka flipped his hand and a space ring appeared as he tossed it over. Black Grace Emperor received it and quickly scanned through. Not bad. These are the coordinates. He immediately sent it over to Ciyeka and Black Jade. You will come with us. Ciyeka ordered. Relax, this news was given to me from a low emperor, and it was probably before he died, it's definitely right. Since I've already received the 200 million indigo gems worth of treasures, I'll accompany you. Let's go. Black Grace was confident, as he truly feared no one here on the main continent. Ciyeka, Black Jade and Black Grace all instantly followed Black Jade's teleportation to the lake where Luo Feng had just fought the black armored youth. Within the slits of space. The golden horned beast didn't care much about searching through the items after detonating the flame god crystal. He immediately kept the G-grade cabin along with the 2 world rings and Black Whip into his own space. I cannot delay. Before his death, he may have called for help, I better leave fast. I can go through the treasures later. The beast tore through space and returned back to the actual universe, appearing in the depths of the river. After which, he switched back to his earth body, melding the Showu wings on his body. As to why, it was because the beast's body was simply too huge, since the body was over 100 kilometers, along with a tail that was over 100 kilometers long too, as well as its wings. The mini scanner only had a scanning area of 20 kilometers diameter, it couldn't even cover the entire beast's body. Rumble. He flapped his wings and flew up, rushing through the rock stratum and out of the deep river, out to the surface. He swiftly fled. The battle before caused too much of a commotion, the combined attack of the bug army may attract other warriors over. I have to quickly flee. Luo Feng flapped his wings and unleashed strike travel. His speed accelerated, even though he was rushing, he was extremely happy within. He had planned for pretty long to get this treasure from that warrior. He had wanted to attack the moment he felt that calling, however he forced himself to return to the camp and raise his strength before returning. He finally managed to kill him and got the treasure. At the bottom of the river. Ciyeka, Black Jade and Black Grace all appeared simultaneously. Such powerful energy ripples. Black Jade communicated. Very strong indeed. Black Grace's expression changed too. The Silver Wing Emperor may be here, keep scanning. Ciyeka couldn't care less, immediately using his large scanner and small scanners to cover the area about. Not good. Luo Feng, who was flying swiftly, activated his large and mini scanners simultaneously. His large scanner detected the enemy. His small scanner was to protect himself and jam signals from stronger enemies. When the 3 warriors appeared in the cave beneath the river, Luo Feng's large scanner immediately detected them. It's them. Luo Feng was shocked. Luo Feng had no way to identify Ciyeka, because he had never revealed himself before in the battle before. As for Black Jade and Black Grace, however, Luo Feng immediately recognized them. When he was chatting with the other emperors back in the camp, he got to know of several beings he couldn't deal with on the main continent. Black Jade and Black Grace were amongst them. They actually teleported here. That automaton, he could very likely be the one who put the bounty on me, that extremely wealthy one. Luo Feng laughed as he recognized Ciyeka. I have to thank you. If you didn't give me so much resources, the cloud contact vine wouldn't have been able to break through to Undying so quickly, and I wouldn't have been able to kill that Enasia warrior and get his treasure too. Stop. Luo Feng was swiftly flying, slowed down fiercely and flew slowly. He relied on the mini scanner to protect himself. Also, the moment he detected the enemies, he immediately shut off his large scanner. He didn't dare fly too quickly, as it would generate space ripples and tears in space. This would make it easy for the enemy to track him. The 3 other race warriors activated their scanners. Anything. The 3 of them were all shocked. Black Grace Emperor. Ciweka looked at him. I trusted you and passed you the treasures immediately. However, the Silver Wing Emperor isn't even here. Did you give me the coordinates too late? Or are you deliberately deceiving me? It hasn't even been 30 seconds since I acquired the coordinates. Black Grace communicated. 30 seconds, he couldn't have fled more than 9 million kilometer, and our large scanners, the smallest has a diameter of 300 million kilometer, there's no way he's out of our scanning range. The fact that we cannot find him shows that his small scanner is very advanced. Advanced. Ciweka was unsatisfied. I've battled him, his scanners were average. You battled him in the past, wouldn't he then go purchase a better scanner after? Black Grace scoffed. Don't fight. Black Jade roared. I'll head into the space slits to check if he's in there. Also, Black Grace, help feel the space about and see if there's any special changes in the ripples. The moment there's any, it might be him. HM. Black Grace nodded. I've already got my treasures, I'm willing to help. Tear. Black Jade tore through the space and pierced deep in, emerging a few seconds after. Anything. Ciweka looked at him. There are countless fragments within, but nothing special. Black Jade said. I think he should have returned to the original universe after his battle. The chances of him being within is very low. Let's check the surrounding area well. Okay. Ciweka nodded. There were many ways to scanning the space about. The easiest was to use undying energy to scan, however this was a crude way of doing so. A higher level scan would be like using a scanner, the level of scan would be dependent on how advanced the scanner itself was. A lousier scanner would be like a normal undying scanning, a better one would exceed even an emperor's. A higher level one would be using law domain, or world projection. Law domain and world projection both were usage of the universe laws. These were things only warriors of this level had, it wasn't something one could simply have with comprehension. Within a law domain, the god was the owner. Within the world projection, the sector lord was the owner, they could clearly feel everything within. Of course. The thunder hell of 9 absolute god country were other space techniques that could do this. I've set up my hexagon prison with a diameter of 100 million kilometer. Ciweka said. As long as he's within 100 million kilometer, I will find him. Sure. The 3 of them rushed out into the air above the lake. After which Black Jade brought Ciweka and teleported swiftly to 6 spots about, leaving behind a ship in each location. One had to know that the 9 absolute god country was very mysterious. It was something an automaton knight spent a lot of time and effort on, and it had many uses. Even without one ship, even though it couldn't unleash its strongest god country. The other 8 still had many uses. Each ship could even unleash a domain more powerful than Thunder Hell. 6 ships in different locations, they activated the hexagonal prison. Wham! Countless beams of lights shot out and engulfed the 100 million kilometer area, spreading over the mountains and permeating through tens of millions of kilometers of land and river. Everything was within its scanning area. Feng, who was flying slowly to avoid creating space ripples naturally, was covered within. This video will end here.